Let's talk mental health. Today I wanted to do a vlog about mental health. Those of you that know me will know that I have suffered from various mental health issues for a long time now. And I just wanted to touch on it because I do think that all too often it's kind of that thing that people just, I don't know, maybe because of embarrassment or, oh no, what if people think I'm crazy, or, you know, whatever, it kind of gets shoved under the carpet a little bit and or almost like, shh, let's not talk about that. And I don't want the channel to be a place that's like that. This channel is for everyone and anyone. You know that I love you guys all lots, and I like embracing people who are different, who are unique, who are just them, because that's what makes the world a beautiful place. So I'm going to speak about what's been going on with me. I want you guys to comment below. Feel free to speak about any issues you feel you've been facing, any good tips, any good tricks for people. But I want to touch on what I've been going through, because obviously I don't want to assume, you can't assume, one must never assume that we all feel the same way. Mental health is such a huge kind of spectrum, and no one feels exactly the same as another person does. Does that make sense? That does make sense, doesn't it? You know, so what you might be going through, although we might have the same, be diagnosed with the same mental health illness, it might affect me very differently to it affects you, or, I don't know, John down the road, or Ronald up the hill. These are all fictional people, by the way, like, they don't exist, but I'm just saying. So, what's been happening with me is, I went to Antigua, we documented that for the HAYLEY'S Help YouTube family, which is you guys, and upon my return, well, on the run up to going to Antigua, I was like a hot mess. I was freaking out. I was like, oh no, what if the plane crashes? I've got a really unhealthy fear with death. I'm working on that. I need to come to terms with that, because as they say, two things are guaranteed in life, and that is death and taxes. So I do need to kind of accept that. But those of you that watched OC Cleaners, you would have seen in series 1, way back when, I think that was like 2014, I discussed the fact that I was not so great with death. I'd been sent to a graveyard and it just eked me out. I don't like dealing with that. But anyway, so that's the first thing. I was then going to Antigua. I freaked out because I was like panicking the plane was going to crash. The reason I was panicking is I went to Vegas for my sister's 30th 6 years ago, and on the way there it was an absolute dream. We were living our best lives. On the way back, oh boy, there was just the worst turbulence, and I've never experienced turbulence before, and basically it felt like the plane had gone like that. I mean, I'm sure it didn't, but it felt like it had gone like that. So of course I'm then there like the lady from Bridesmaids, oh my god, we're all gonna die, I had a dream last night, you were in it, the plane went down. I became that person. I was crying my eyes out, my eyelashes had fallen off. The air hostess brought me a double gin. The plane then dropped again. The whole gin ended up all over me rather than in me. It was just a really terrifying experience. While I can kind of jest about it now, at the time when it was happening, I can't tell you the terror that I felt, because I genuinely believed, I'm about to die now. What's going to happen to the kids and Robbie the Ranger? I even tried turning my phone on because I was going to send him a text to be like, goodbye my love, and it was just horrendous. So with that in mind, obviously fast forward 6 years, Antigua comes along. Before that I had done OC Cleaners over in the States, so I'd flown to Boston, absolutely fine, the plane was fine, the journey was fine, it was a breeze. I loved it. I enjoyed meeting Wid. The flight was perfect. So yeah. So Antigua, while I was nervous, I thought, no, this is fine. You can do this. You've done Boston. Don't be scared to get on a plane again, because this is just stupid. Well, of course, I'd worked myself up into such a frenzy. So I'd gone to my doctors and I'd said, could I please be placed back on my fluoxetine? Now, this particular medication is something that I will, I'm not on it all the time, and actually I'd gone a good 7 years maybe not taking any of my fluoxetine. I initially started using it for my OCD when that was really bad, and it's just been that with cognitive behavioural therapy has been my go-to things for dealing with my OCD, anxiety issues, etc. So I decided I'm going to go back on my fluoxetine before I go to Antigua, because I'm getting on this plane. I'm not letting these anxious thoughts and this little gremlin on my shoulder telling me you're going to die, the plane's going to die, don't have a nice time on your holiday. I'm not going to not live my life because of this little gremlin. So I got placed back on my fluoxetine. The doctor agreed, yeah, that's fine. So that was that. I was still massively panicking. The night before we left, I have never, ever, ever had a panic attack before in my life, ever. And there I was. We were getting ready to fly to Antigua. I should have been excited the night before. I should have been, you know, not sleeping because I was so excited. I was not sleeping because I was pacing the whole of my house, having the most horrendous panic attack. It felt like I was being suffocated. It was horrendous. So I managed to pull through that. We got to the airport, boarded the plane, got there, fine. That night, first night in Antigua, I ended up then having another panic attack, which led me to vomit, because that's what seems to happen with these panic attacks. I end up actually physically being sick. The rest of the week though, what a dream. I was like doing things that I would never do. I was going on, like, I went on a speedboat, which normally I'd go, that's a bit dangerous. Don't know if I want to go on that speedboat, because what if there's a great white in that ocean, and what if we fall out, or what if that speedboat crashes into a rock, or what if the little jet skiers smash into us? And that is normally where my mind goes. No, on this I was like, brilliant, love this is fun. I was swimming in the sea, which again, I'm normally like, what's beneath us? I mean, and there were fish, it was amazing. And anyway, we came back, the flight again, absolutely fine. And a week after we'd returned, the panic attack started again. Like, hello, I'm home, I'm safe, I'm fine. Why is this happening? So this went on and on and on and on. It ended up me being in hospital 3 times in total. I had then the ambulance called out 4 times, and after lots of blood tests and checks and months of this going on, this went on for months. I ended up losing over 2 stone now in weight, because every time I panicked, I would then throw up, and it was just getting ridiculous. So fast forward to today, I had loads of tests done, loads of bloods, and it turns out what's happening is, I'm going to cut a long story short now, I have got quite a severe acid reflux problem, which I didn't know about. Now, the last time I went to the hospital, the consultant suggested that it was that. So what's happening is, the panic attacks are happening, but because I've got, this is where it gets a bit complicated, so bear with me, let me explain the situation, because it's like a whole circle. I am diagnosed with health anxiety. Then you go round to severe acid reflux. Then you come round to, because of the health anxiety, I'm then freaking out and having the panic attacks. And because of the acid reflux, I'm in my mind thinking that that burning sensation that I'm getting here is actually a heart attack or something awful going on in my body. And like that fight or flight thing gets set off. So all of these chemicals are then exploding in my mind, and I'm telling myself, oh my God, this is dangerous, you're going to die. So my body's doing what it should be doing. It's going into the fight or flight mode where it shuts off your digestive system. You start, it starts pumping blood to the areas that need it more. So like your heart starts beating faster, your lungs, things like that. And that's obviously when your breathing increases. So my body is doing what it should be doing, but the signals are being misfired. I'm, rather than rationalising it and thinking, okay, this, I've been told that I've got quite a severe acid reflux. They've given me medication for it. I'm going, but what if it isn't? But what if it's a heart attack? This doesn't feel like acid reflux. So there's been a whole thing that we've had to go through to get to this point now. But basically, my doctor has put me on a 7-day thing where I'm going to take it for the acid reflux. I'm going to have to completely overhaul my diet. So essentially all the good foods and the fun foods, they're out of here. Can't have them anymore. And then I got given diazepam. So I took those yesterday. I slept the whole way through the night. I had one of my darling friends ring me, and she was looking after me. And then obviously my amazing husband came home and looked after me. And I've got a few things that I want to show you guys, anxiety related, that I've got, that I've been using to help me. So I will show you them coming up. But I also wanted to do some cook-alongs. It's my birthday in March, on the 10th of March, and I am finally getting the vlogging camera for the HAYLEY'S Help channel. So I wanted to do a lot more vlogs, because what I wanted to touch on now is, I do find that when a lot of people will sometimes say like, but you've been on TV and you do YouTube videos, how can you feel anxious? How can you feel panicky? The panic attacks are quite a new thing. They started last year, August. But in terms of my anxiety issues, I don't feel anxious when I'm doing this, because it's all I know. I started doing OC cleaners in, I think it was about 2014, or it might have been 2012, I can't remember. But I was, from 2007 was when I started doing bits and pieces in the TV industry, if you like. And then obviously I set up the YouTube channel. So this is all I know. Obviously this, and then homemaking, hence why there's homemaking on the channel, fashion and beauty. They're the things that I know. I make no, what's the word, like, I don't make any illusions about the fact that I am really clever when it comes to like maths or English, because I'm not. I wasn't very good in school, and yeah, so I generally just work with what I've got. So that's why when I'm doing this, I don't feel anxious, I don't feel overwhelmed or consumed or panicky. But in general day-to-day life, that's when it does rear its head, especially when I'm not doing stuff. If I'm not busy and I'm just there with my own thoughts, that's when it can become quite tricky. So I am going to be speaking a bit more on the channel about mental health. I hope you guys are cool with that, and I just want to give you guys some different bits of advice that has helped me. I want you to all share your tips and tricks as well, because I know some of you have shared some really good things with me before that I've used and that work brilliantly, especially for panic attacks. As far as my panic attacks go, I'm hoping that now we've kind of got to the root cause of the problem, that they're gonna exit to the left. That's the right. Exit to the left. See? I'm really not intelligent. It is not a show. I genuinely, I'm like, when I'm in the car, I do that. So I'm like, oh yeah, it's left, it's that way. I mean, you can't get it all, can you? I should probably go back to college at some point. So, yeah, I'm hoping that they exit to the left and that moving forward, the panic attacks aren't something I have to deal with anymore. But I'm going to leave you guys with this. I like to look at mental health as a mountain. I call it the mental health mountain. We're all trying to get to the top, but the mountain is hella snowy, and sometimes some of us slip, and that's fine, but I just want us all to help each other back up, because all of us, our goal is to get to that top of the mountain where it's beautiful and there's rainbows and there's a big party up there. So that's the ultimate goal, and I do think that when you've got support from other people and people rooting for you and kind of cheering you on, it does help. So that's what I want to do on this channel. Please leave the comments below. Start a conversation going. Let's talk about it. There's nothing to be embarrassed by. There really isn't. I hate it when people are like, oh, but I'm not feeling great at the moment, and that makes me look weak. It doesn't. I think it is one of the most bravest things for you to come forward and be like, do you know what? I'm not okay at the moment. And to actually face it head on and get practical help with that situation. And I do think that in terms of helping with mental health, that is a really, really good step forward. If you can actually just be like, do you know what? I'm not okay. Don't let anyone make you feel like you're less of a person, or, you know, that you don't deserve to do things that you had wanted to do, or that you're less capable of doing something than someone else because you've got a mental health issue, because that's so far from the truth. Like, no one wakes up in the morning and says, oh, I'm going to pop to the shop and I'm just going to grab, I'll have OCD, I'll have bipolar, I'll have, you know, schizophrenia. There's so many different mental health issues out there. People don't just wake up in the morning and think, oh, I'm just going to choose that. Like, it's something that's happened to them. So I do think we all need to be a bit more mindful of that, and how we deal with people who do have mental health issues in the workplace and in day-to-day life. I think there needs to be a bit more of a discussion about it, and I do hope that it makes progress, because I don't want my children growing up in a world where, you know, people are looked down on or treated differently because of something that they've got going on in their mind. Like that would make me really sad. So that's what we're going to be doing on the channel. We're going to be speaking about mental health in a few of the videos. I will be continuing with the homemaking, the fashion, the beauty and the lifestyle. We are off to Liverpool next week, so I'm going to be bringing you guys along to Liverpool. Let me know in the comments if you're from Liverpool and where's the best place to go. Come and meet me for a cup of tea. I don't actually drink tea anymore. I'm not allowed to have caffeine. That's another thing that it's like so but I do hope this has helped some of you. I don't want this to be like a doom and gloom conversation. I want this to be a conversation that gives you hope and that you find helpful and that you feel safe. I want you to feel safe on the HAYLEY'S Help channel, knowing that there is no judgment here whatsoever. You know, whatever you're going through, I think you're amazing, and keep climbing the mental health mountain, and I'll race you to the top. Thanks for watching today's vlog, guys. I hope you have all enjoyed it. If you want to stay up to date with the HAYLEY'S Help content, go ahead and click on the subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the bell notification to be notified next time there is an upload. Go ahead and like the video if you have enjoyed the video, and don't forget to leave a comment below on what you find helpful when it comes to dealing with mental health, or just a mental health in general. Feel free to speak about it. Open up. Let us know what you're going through, and like I said, there is zero judgment. You obviously don't have to do that, but if it helps, by all means do it, and I will make sure that I reply to each and every one of you. Bye guys.